right. We got 30 people in already. That's great. Hey, everyone. It's good to see you all shuffling in. Um, Welcome to another edition of Draw Me Anything. My name is Jason. I'm a cartoonist and comedian in New York City. Hey, Sam Viviano. I'm today speaking with one of my favorite cartoonists and one of my favorite people in New York. She is an author and a writer and a live sketch artist, a reportage artist, and a brilliant New Yorker cartoonist, graphic novelist, and all-round legend. Please welcome to Draw Me Anything, Sophia Warren. Get in here, Sophia. There you are.
Yay.
That's you. This is
Thank
her.
you. Thank you so much, Jason. It's so good to be here. How are you?
Good. You're looking well. You're looking particularly.
Yeah.
You, did you eat? Did you change your diet? What happened?
Yeah, it's called Zombie Chic. I've just been
Cool.
eating human flesh mostly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I feel
Hi.
like that's. Oh, hi! Wow, good to see. That's you look different again.
Thank you. Yeah. Jason told me to make a grand entrance, so this is the best I can do on short notice. Um, this is from my bangs era though, Jason. Remember
Did you
that?
paint that? You painted that.
Yeah, I painted it with oil, and one day I'll go back. Look at my cool nostrils.
It's
I
pretty
look like a
cool.
frog.
Nostrils. Yeah. Pretty
Um,
good. Pretty good.
thanks for having me. Hi.
Of course. Hi. Welcome. Yeah. We got a whole bunch of people. Sam Viviano just joined.
Sam.
Our friend Sam.
Sam, are you going to have him on?
Yeah, I'm going to have him on. You better believe it. Sam doesn't have a Substack, but I believe he should post his napkin caricature sketches on Substack every morning because he goes to McDonald's and does the crossword and then does napkin sketches, and I love them. He posts them on like LinkedIn and Facebook. He should post them on Substack.
I
Anyway, hi,
just
Sam.
got a LinkedIn.
Yeah, right.
Or rather, I just logged in for the first time in like 8 years, actually, because I was trying to track someone down from middle school.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you doing tracking someone down from middle school? Hi, Liza. Liza Donnelly just joined. What are you doing tracking someone down from middle school?
Okay. Well, strap in because so I'm writing these graphic novels for middle schoolers right now, and they are about kids who make movies together, and it is fictional, but it's based on my experience doing that as a kid. And the first book, they're getting like materials together to start doing sales stuff. And they ask if I have like pictures and videos from that period of my life. And I do. I made a feature length movie when I was 12 and 11 called Mary Kate and Ashley and the Sorcerer's Scone. Um, it was a biting satire
Of
of
course it was.
Harry Potter and Mary Kate and Ashley. By which I mean it is absolutely unbearable to watch it. So I have had a DVD of it, but I keep hiding it deeper and deeper in my like childhood closet, and I can't find it. So I am trying to track down these 6 girls I made this movie with. If any of them happen to be watching, if you went to Clareho, can you please help me? I'm trying to find Mary Kate and Ashley and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Was it on VHS? What did you save it on?
We made 6 DVDs.
Proper DVD,
like,
actual DVDs.
you know what this is like? It's like Horcruxes, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
from Harry Potter. There are 6 DVDs in existence, and I have to find one of them. Anyway,
And
that's what I'm
destroy
doing.
them, presumably.
Yeah. Anyway, find me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I think that's the first time that sentence has ever been uttered on this show. Wow. So you're tracking down middle school friends on LinkedIn to try and track down a feature-length film that you made when you were 11.
Correct.
That's insane. This is how you spend your days now.
It's been, yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope I find it. Maybe I'll go into investigation after this. It's kind of fun. How are
You have been
doing?
working on this graphic novel for a minute now.
Yeah. Let's see. It's been about a year of actually working on it, and before that, putting together the proposal. Yeah, it's fun. I'm in the coloring stage, which is the last stage.
Are you watching fun things while you're coloring? Is that what you're doing?
Incredible question. I'm looking for recs if anyone wants to put like passive listening stuff. Yes, what have I listened to? I Okay, I went on a road trip with my brother this weekend to Boston, and he poet, and so he put on T.S. Eliot, which was really fun actually, like a bunch of long poems. So I've been doing that a little. Um, but I mostly watch like trashy TV. How about you? Do you watch stuff? Do you listen to stuff?
I listen to stuff when I'm coloring, yeah. Because I used to have, when I had an insane, impossible deadline for my first book, for the first time in my whole career, I've never used a colorist ever, a flatter, like
Mm.
a flatter is like, so it just fills in the blocks.
Yeah.
And because there was no physical way I could get it done in time, I had two SVA students helping me, SVA grads, I should say, helping me like just do flatting. And then I would cut the colors. And while I was doing the colors, I listened to audiobooks and podcasts. And Dan Carlin's Hardcore History was my jam. I really
Oh,
liked it.
cool.
Yeah.
What do you, anything
World War
stick
Two.
in your mind? Yeah, I was looking for a book on World War One actually, because I don't know very much about World War One.
Yeah, it's not a pretty war.
I
It's not-
yeah, I think I need to balance it with like Love Island or something. That's how
World War One ex Love Island.
yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Brilliant.
those are good things. Okay, flatting, I'm curious what you
Yeah.
think about this because I just experimented with flatting a little bit. I'll say that I have found it really disconcerting. So flatting is when with digital color, you put like temporary color in the point of it is just to like designate which shapes will have different colors. Um, yeah, not a pretty war. So it's not important what the colors are, it's just important that the shapes are there. I found that looking at a flatted page and trying to convert it into color in my mind is like a really disconcerting experience because it's
Yeah.
everything like so like it's not like building up a color palette. You're like you're changing every color as you go.
Yeah. Right. I think the trick is to have a palette that
Yeah.
you're using that is analogous to the one you're eventually going to use. So you kind of pick the colors based on that. But that took me a while to figure out. That took me about 100 pages to figure out. Yeah, it's tough. Coloring is I don't love it. I actually get very stressed about it because color theory is something I never studied. I had to learn it
Mhm.
like later in my career, and I get so nervous about it. You know,
Did you go to art school?
no, no, I didn't go to any art school at all. So I kind of had to learn everything as I went. I wish I'd gone to like SVA or something like that where like it was broad spectrum, But yeah, I just read Mad Magazine and copied out of comic books in the New Yorker. You've done a bunch of work. Your a graphic novel, Radical, was great. I read that. Your New Yorker cartoons. When did you get in? 17, 16? When did you get into the New Yorker?
2017. Yeah.
17. Okay,
Yeah.
same as me. And so were you under Bob or Emma?
No, I never pitched to Bob. Did you?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. He bought my first one, but he was very, very direct. He always had a lot of advice.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, I used to pitch to Bob for years, but I never sold anything until right before he left.
Got
Um, yeah, I was explaining to someone last night, I was doing live drawing at Porchlight, and thanks to everyone who came, by the way. There's a bunch of people on the stream I saw who came last night. And we were talking about how the process is so different now. It used to just be like going in person and pitching a batch and getting like feedback maybe. And now it's just like email a batch and then silence. And then maybe you hear back on Friday at 5 o'clock with an okay.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I always liked getting the feedback.
Oh, I love feedback. I like feedback well, I don't love all feedback in all forms, but I would say that most of the time I love feedback. Though that was not always true. I wonder if this is true for you. Like I
Mm.
remember I made a music video in like 2015 or something. I animated this music video for someone and it was like my first like big project that I felt ownership over, I think, as an adult. And I was so sensitive to feedback about it, but it
Mm.
like really wounded me what people said. But that is, I think, one of the reasons that like beyond the actual products of the cartoons for the New Yorker, which like if that's the only thing you care about, you shouldn't do it because it's like so much
Yeah.
work per cartoon. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I really appreciated about that process is just like getting really comfy, not being precious and being able to
Yeah.
hear feedback and being like another idea will come and like, you know, I am bigger than any one cartoon.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. I think that's good. It's good. I mean, if you build that armadillo shell, that like, to rejection and feedback, I think it's good. It's a good like process. Big news, everybody. Mort and Judith Gerberg are here. They are
Oh my
watching.
god, hi Gerber. I'm so excited. I knew we had to talk about more, obviously.
Obviously, speaking of Boston, we were also in Boston last
We
week,
were. Yes.
Mort and
How
Judith
was
and
it?
I.
How
It was
was it?
great. The National Cartoonist Society had our Reuben Awards. It's something we've been doing since 1946. We all give out awards and hang out and talk shop and do a conference and workshops and stuff. It was great. Mort and Judith are the best. And we were all on the same table. And yeah, it's really fun. Like, I mean, it's so funny how many people you realize it's there's like you could just draw a red string from Mort Gerberg to so many different cartoonists. There was a cartoonist who won, I think, best graphic novel, and or yeah, it was graphic novel, and he was a David Milgram, I think. He was a student of Mort's 40 years ago, and he hadn't seen him since. So, like, on
Oh,
the night, he was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you for so long. And look at you now. You're winning a Reuben for, divisional award for graphic novel. And yeah, all these other people in the room were just like, oh yeah, Mort, I read his book. There's new cartoonists and like, and long time cartoonists all just like freaking out because he's the best. Yeah. So
I know. He's a giant of cartooning. More also, every time I see more, we talk a lot about you. Do
cool.
you know that?
No. Oh crap. No.
We cover our bases, but one of the bases is how's Jason doing? What's he up to? So just let you know. If you want
Okay.
to update it so that we have material, that'd be good.
Well, I want everyone to go to thenewyorker.com and read the piece of it is reportage, the piece that you wrote about Mort and drew about Mort when you went to Colorado. It was 2 years ago?
Yes, it was. No, was it last summer? It was last summer.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
It was pretty great. It was really good. I wish they would do more of that sort of stuff. It was really great.
oh my god, it was so fun. I just hung out with Mort and we talked a ton, and then I had to come up with like how to consolidate, 20 hours of interview and 94 years of life into a very short piece. And I did my best. But if it whets your appetite for more, I've heard a rumor that he's working on his own extended version
Oh.
of the Mort story.
Fizzle. You heard it here first. By the way, someone in the chat just said, Sophia, from your old neighborhood, Doug 701, aka the house apartment on Haunted Hill. What is that
Wow.
about?
Sophia, from your old neighbor Doug.
Yeah. Do
Oh
you
my
have an old
God.
neighbor in
Hi.
a haunted? How old is this neighbor?
Wait, hold on. 701.
Hmm.
Wait, was that in Doug? Wait, I need like slightly more information. But good to see you, Doug.
I should give everyone a heads up. By the way, hi, Hillary from Hillary Campbell's just information about Mort. At about 12:30, about halfway through, we're going to switch the cameras and draw. I am at least. You're welcome to join me. I would love you to join me in drawing. Crown Heights. Crown Heights is where
Oh,
they
yes,
haunted.
yes. Oh my
Yeah,
God, yes. That place.
yeah,
That's what
done.
I thought. But wasn't it 705?
Ooh,
No, you're right. It was 701. Okay, we lived in like we lived in a bad building.
okay.
Gas leaks. And
Oh,
um yeah,
gas leaks.
thanks for joining. Yeah.
Speaking of gas leaks, Morris is sitting right here.
I'm Morris.
He's been farting so loudly. I don't know if you've heard it the last 3 times, but he keeps farting
No, but
while we're on the stream.
okay, I'm gonna listen up. If you could bring the camera closer, that'd be great.
No. um, yeah, your piece about Mort was great. I love that you drew yourself and Mort into it and like had this whole conversation like distilled. This is before you did live drawing of the DNC, I think. Was that before or after?
It was I went to see Mort in the summer, and then I went to the DNC at the end of the summer. So a
Mm.
couple months before.
I don't know how because you work digitally, right? You work on an iPad for that stuff?
Hmm. Well,
And
I was at the DNC. I was using an iPad. When I'm home, I use like a Wacom tablet connected to my computer.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it because you and I do live drawing gig. We've done live drawing gigs together, and you do them as well all the time. But you also do these sort of live on the spot things like reporting, and I haven't done that before really. But I've never used an iPad for that. I've always just used like pen and ink stuff. But I think yesterday I was using an iPad for a live caricaturing gig, and I'm using Procreate, and I use it all the time for stuff, but I just like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing half of the time. There's like shortcuts and taps and all these things that you can do with layers and brushes and stuff, but like, I feel like woefully under trained on Procreate to do that kind of stuff.
Um, why would you? I don't know.
Why would I what?
Why
Digital?
don't
Because it's portable and easy and, clean.
yeah, but what is ease? What's the
Yeah,
point of
fair.
that?
Fair.
I mean, I use when it's practical, I try and use it, but I'm not necessarily a fan of it.
Mm,
I prefer to use paper when I'm doing like event drawing. Uh, I mean, I guess there are kind of distinct categories here. Like you and I do a lot of like gigs where we're drawing caricatures or portraits of people or like little
mhm,
personal cartoons. And then I think distinct from that is like when I go to an event to try and like take it in or like, get some sort of
mm,
spot drawing. This is the kind of stuff Mort and I connect over because he likes to do reportage and be on the scene.
yeah,
Um,
like his book.
like his book, Mort Gerberg on the Scene. Um, no shortcuts on Procreate, says Hillary. Yeah, I mean that's why I don't use it when I'm at home because in
Ah,
Photoshop you have just like you have a much wider array of options with
yeah.
shortcuts through using your other fingers, whatever. I don't know. I feel like you must have a technique down about how to draw on the spot without an iPad, right?
I mean, I do. I change my tools all the time. I think that's the problem. I keep changing all my process because I want to keep like trying new stuff. You and I would do it when we were doing the Substack live drawing. I changed from like using brush pens to doing like those water brushes that you suggested to me. I think the Pentel water brushes
Um,
for wash, are they
yeah,
Pentel or
yeah,
and then putting like a bit of ink in them. Yeah, they're great for like just a bit of wash. And then I was doing like dip pens and ink just to kind of get a silly line, but you have to wait for them to dry.
yeah.
So it's like it's not quite as it's kind of unwieldy. Um, yeah, I guess I wrote about this morning, but like I was at this gig on Tuesday, live drawing gig, and they're pretty far and few between now. The live drawing gigs. I don't know about you, but I used to get a bunch. Now I'm getting like barely any. And I noticed something that maybe the reason behind it is not just because of people being skittish about their budgets because of the tariffs and the economy, but just generally because there's just new gimmicks and stuff. And there was this AI machine on the wall, and it would just and a camera on it, and it would just take a photo of the person, and then it would think for us like 15 seconds, and then it would spit out like a cartoon version of them, and then it would print out a little thing off to the side, and it would send the image to your phone. And there was a long line for it. Everyone wanted one, and I was like, I I know it's a gimmick and maybe the novelty will wear off. And like it doesn't talk to you or anything. Like it has prompts on there saying like, oh, this I can tell this is going to be a good one. Um, but it's not doesn't speak to you. It's not a person. It's none of that stuff. But it just felt like, oh, that's probably why we're not getting any of these gigs anymore.
I'm sure there's some of that. I mean,
Not all of it. I'm just saying it's an extra thing. It's like as if it wasn't like hard enough. Now we got that to compete with.
who were the clientele
I
in
can't tell
Brazil?
you.
You can't tell me that.
No.
Okay, but they weren't artists. It
No,
wasn't
they were very much not artists, if that gives it away.
Yeah. Okay, that gives it away.
Yeah, I
I don't know
mean,
who it was.
tech
Um,
or finance, take your pick.
um, yeah, I mean, it's a bummer. I just hung out with a friend who's even more pessimistic than I am. And so, you know how like, you occupy different roles in this conversation depending on the day and the mood and the
Yeah,
person and all that. And
totally.
having, I would say that often I'm the one who's like, we're doomed.
Yeah,
Someone else's job to be like, no, we're not. Or
yeah,
else we're both like, yeah, we're doomed. And that's not a very fun conversation. So, like,
right.
as of last night, because I'm like still in the role of like well, it's gonna be fine. Like, people want to be alive. People would like to be alive and enjoy their life, and our job more or less is to be like, isn't life worth living? And we'll
Yes.
prove it through the way I'm living, and then let me like maybe bring you in on it a little,
Hmm.
Like, there will be different forms of that, but like a robot isn't good at that ultimately. So I don't know particularly how I'm going to outrun the robot. Do you know the story of John Henry?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I get compared to him a little bit because I keep doing these. I've done these like videos where I have ChatGPT on next to my sketchpad, and then I'll
Yeah.
prompt what the requests are in the chat, and then I'll hit go and I'll draw the thing and try and race ChatGPT to draw it. And people kept calling me John Henry. I'm like, I don't know what that means, and then I had to look it up.
It's possible that I did that when you posted that.
Sure.
I feel like, do I know John Henry? I am.
Old buddy of mine.
No, but I don't know. I'm just like, there humans will still want to be alive, or else we won't, in which case, like, yeah, we're not going to have a job. But I'd like to believe we'd still like to be alive. So,
Yeah, I'm not a doomer. That's the thing. I think people misplace my concern or like my vocal. I'm very vocal about it as like doomerism, as like abject pessimism. What it is like the only way through is to talk about it, right? We can't just like ignore it and put our head in the sand and go, "Oh no, it's not. It's fine. It's never going to be a problem. It's not. It is going to be a problem." And so if you actually have the conversation, you talk about it, get a sense check from everyone as to whether you're out of your mind or if you're chicken little, um, or if you're like legit, maybe have a point. I think there's a sweet spot there where you can actually work through it and go, hey, maybe this will be a phase. And then we'll come back to people like the novelty of like handmade stuff will come back, like this artisan, period. But until then, you've got to like hold out through the wave to like survive and figure out, all right, how am I going to wait out this novelty period?
yes, here's another thought I have, which
Mm,
is much of the work that much of us do is pretty solitary. And so
mm,
it's pretty easy. And of course, there's also the appeal of being like, I am self made. Like, I individually have like scrapped my way to success as an artist. Like, hoo ha, I did it myself. And
mm.
that's fun. And I like to hoo ha. But like, but we are all in the same boat. And I think the trouble is, like, you and I met because we have this organization, the New Yorker, that we both pitched to, and we were able to talk to each other. And it's so helpful to be like,
Mm.
oh, we're in the same boat. Oh, the reasons that we're getting less work is not because I suck as an artist, which I think artists, sensitive types, might like lean towards if they're not being given other options about what's happening. Right.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, of course we should be talking about it. And more than talking about it, like, nothing is like, they're stealing all of our intellectual property.
Yep.
The machine is not just like independently good at stuff. It's good
No.
at stuff if it is. I don't engage with it at all. I am afraid. But like, if it's good at anything, it's because it's ripping off our work.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
that's a relationship that like should be mediated by regulation. you know,
Hmm.
or like just something other than rampant capitalism for the
Mm.
10 people at the top of this game. Um, so that's my call to action.
That's your call to action.
My call to
Yeah,
action.
I mean, I think like some people in the chat are saying, that's educating people about the difference between like what it is and what it isn't and how it's trained. So like yes, it was trained on all of our work, the artists to actually learn how to draw. And then sort of being able to tell the difference, but then also what the second order effects are. So like when you do use this technology, not only is it environmentally, bad, but the nature of what it does to the entire ecosystem, like artistic ecosystem, when you just like cut out entire swathes of like entry level work in everything from like coding and art and science. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson was on some podcast recently and he was talking about the fact that like he as a scientist, if he discovers something, he discovers something and it is a real tangible thing. It's a scientific fact. It's a replicable thing. And if he didn't discover it, someone else would discover it, right? Whereas no other person before you were born or after you die will make the thing that you make exactly as you make it. That's why art is so like important and different and unique, is that it's not like science. It's not like, oh, if I don't paint this, someone after me will paint the exact same thing. It actually does have value. And so when you go through a museum, it's like, oh, it's not like
Yes.
I would have painted that if Picasso hadn't.
Sorry.
Hmm?
I said suck it, science.
That's the new title of this episode. Suck it, science.
Doesn't have actual value.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, do you want to scribble? Do you want to do some drawing?
Sure. I'm going to try and figure out how to do this.
Okay.
Okay. How do you do it? You
All
just
right. I'm going to flip my camera, and this is my sketchbook. It's on like my phone is on like a camera arm thing.
Yeah, I have an arm. Okay, hold on.
You have an arm?
I have an arm. I have
a
a
couple.
glute neck. Okay, wait.
So everyone in the chat watching right now, because the DMA part of DMA is draw me anything, is that we will draw you anything. We will we will try. You make a suggestion, we start sketching. I'm going to go ahead and say Sofia's going to be way better than mine because she has like brush pens and ink and wash and all this stuff. I just have like a pencil.
It's not the material. I mean, it's not the pen.
I know.
As Mort said, it's the person who pushes the pen, Jason.
Oh, what a good Gerbergism
I know.
that is.
Okay,
It's
wait.
not the pen, it's the person pushing the pen. Is that the saying?
That's it.
Oh, it's not the tool. I think, is it Giuseppe at the illustration department had a similar thing this week about the tool, like trying to find the perfect pen. This is like this elusive thing.
That's procrastination, right?
I guess, yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pen head. I'm just going to draw my kitchen for now.
I just got a request. Rat with the zoomies having found a whole pizza.
Okay, well, what if it's a rat with the zoomies having found a whole bottle of olive oil?
Perfect, even better.
Okay.
That's great.
That's what I'm doing. Rats. Like, finally, I can cook for my wife to make the best meal.
Ratatouille. Yeah, your pens that you're using there, is that a Micron?
It would appear to be, yes.
Do you use them a lot?
These are my live drawing kits. I have like mostly microns. I have some Copic markers for washes, which I would say I use maybe more than the Pentel brushes at this point. What are you using when you live draw?
Lately I've been using the Tombow N15s, which are like a brush pen on one side, and then on the other side it's like a felt tip nib. So these,
yeah,
but they run out pretty quick and they smudge, so they're not great. They're not ideal, and they're expensive.
I used one of those earlier this week, actually.
You did? What for?
Yeah. Well, Hillary and I went to business school, so we now have MBAs.
You went to business school? I'm going to need more information immediately.
What do you mean? Me and Hillary, your business most friends.
Yeah.
We had a gig drawing at the first day of business school.
Okay.
It was a leadership class, and they wanted us. I don't want to give it all away in case anyone in the chat planning to go to business school in the next 2 years.
I am.
Okay. Well, I think you're gonna, if I may, Jason, I think you would freaking crush it at business school.
Really?
And my only
How
advice,
so?
well, I just was like, is this a real thing that people do? Like, is this what business school is? Because it was granted the first day, so very much a warm up. But the task was to like describe. They read a story and then they had to describe the characters in the story as a class, and then I drew the characters. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I drew them with those markers, and I thought that they worked pretty well for that purpose.
Okay. All right. What was the story?
Okay, how familiar wait, this is a good question actually. How familiar are you with mountain climbing?
A little bit.
Okay, name some gear that a person would have on like a serious hike.
Like a carabiner, some rope,
Yeah.
a tarp, maybe some, those like things what do you call them? These things that you put into the side of the mountain to hook things on. What are they called?
Um,
A stake or something?
it probably has a name, right? I didn't make it
Right.
that far. I would,
Anyone in the chat know?
yeah, what, who's a climber? Who's a serious climber? Um, I was just like, I would say we covered some pretty basic bases. We were like,
Hmm.
coat, rope. we,
Rope?
we just like, we didn't get to like, things with official names. The only name that I'm really aware of is crampons, which I love. And
What does that mean?
crampons are spikes, but you put them on your feet. Crampons. Aren't they? Isn't that a fun word?
It sounds like something that's not what it is, but yes, it's a fun word.
One day you're gonna need crampons, and you're gonna be glad that I can
When
give
I
it
come
to
of
you now.
age. Okay.
Yeah, one day.
So what is so you clamp onto the like cliff or something? How does that work?
The other thing is they didn't provide me with the story itself, so I'm not really clear. I mean, but yes, the idea is like traction. So you stick to the rock face. Anyway, we were drawing it. I used those pens. It was about a bunch of people who die on Everest. Unfortunately, that seemed to be
Oh,
the story.
cool.
Yeah,
Right.
you just never know
Jeez.
where you're gonna have to draw. You know.
I mean, sure, I guess. Do
Yeah.
when you do your New Yorker cartoons, do you rough them out in pencil by hand or you go on the like Photoshop?
Um, I start by just coming up um with the ideas
Hmm.
and writing those down, and then I see if any of those seem like they have weight, and then based on that like longer list, I pick maybe 10 and I draw them on my iPad.
Wow.
Usually how I do
You
it.
picked
But
10.
how about you?
Yeah, it changes depending on what the idea is. If it's like an elaborate idea and I'm going to have to noodle with it and move things around, I sometimes put that into Photoshop.
Hmm.
But I like to figure things out by hand with pencil. So,
Hmm.
like, I will usually use one of these, which is like it's got blue one end and red the other end. So,
Wow.
like, you
Cat
get a
dog.
sense of Cat dog, yeah. What a reference. Um, yeah, it's like, and to get a sense of like the composition, like, so where the things are going to be, and then I can flesh it out with the red and like actually give a sense of like the person or the pose or what direction they're facing and all that kind of stuff. And like any background details,
Hmm.
and then like, I don't know, build it out like that. And that way I can kind of just get a visual sense of like, how the eye is going to be directed around the image. So like if there's
Hmm.
going to be, there going to be any silhouetting or anything. I don't know. Maybe I overthink things. I think I overthink things maybe, but
How often do you change the composition of your
a
cartoon?
lot. A
You do?
lot. I do like 3 or 4 different versions. I thumbnail it. Yeah. I think Tom Toro was talking about this as well. Like the fact that there's something about the noodling around with things that just like I don't know. It helps, I think.
Yeah.
This is business school. Just a guy saying the
Well,
word
so
business.
here's one of many reasons I think you would be good at business school, Jason
Yeah.
Chatfield.
Hmm.
It's because based on my 1 hour there, which is um you have to have a haircut. You have to have
What?
like and you have one. You have a haircut and it goes like straight up. That's what you have. So you can do
Really?
yes. It's like this guy even is a little too it's a little too artistic, but yours goes straight up and so I think you could do business. So just
All
think
right. I think I could do business. I have
yeah.
this hope for me yet.
Yeah. What are you gonna
This
do?
is such good news. Oh
What do you
man,
think
I'm
your
so happy.
not that it's important, but what do you think your business is gonna do?
Probably something in AI.
Definitely. I think you would be man, if you switched sides, bro,
Oof, gross.
you would know exactly how to exploit
Oof.
artists so fast.
Mm. Yeah. No, there's
Yeah.
enough people doing that already. It's a flooded market. We got a request a banana strutting down Fifth Avenue.
Oh,
That's another request. That's
okay.
something. Thank you, Carol.
Did you know there's a
Um,
Fifth Avenue in Sunset Park?
really?
Yeah, I know because once I got invited to a birthday party that I assumed was in Brooklyn, and I went
Mm-hmm.
there, and then it wasn't.
Oh,
And I went to Sunset Park. But there is, yeah, so there's two. Just watch out. So this banana is strutting down the Sunset
the
Park one for sure.
Sunset Park Fifth Avenue. All right, I'll do the one in Manhattan because I'm in Manhattan for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. What's left in Manhattan these days? What
It's weird, man. Everyone
huh?
left. It feels like
Everyone
ghost town.
left? Like because
Yeah,
of
like after the not just the pandemic, just like it's a lot of tech and finance people. So anytime you go out, you're just next to another suit. Not that they're like the thing is like they're not bad people or uninteresting. It's just that there's no like variety of people really anymore, unless you really go to an effort of trying to find a place that's like I don't know, hidden away and interesting and cool and like a speakeasy. I don't know, like new places. Even those are mostly in Brooklyn. So like that big artistic hub in Manhattan where it was like all these people and artists like rubbing up against each other, like coming up with ideas and like collaborating and stuff. They're all in Brooklyn now.
okay, I was thinking about this today because you are from Australia.
Correct.
Um, so I would imagine that you had like a New York of the mind for a long time before
Mm.
you came here, like a like glittery, sparkly, like
No, not
um
necessarily. I did come here like in person when I was like 21 and then I came every month. Every year for about a month
month.
after that. Every
Oh, okay.
year for a month after that. So my illusions of like, Devil Wears Prada version of, Sex in the City, New York were pretty quickly like, oh, okay, dashed. But, or was like, Spider-Man Marvel version.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I,
Well,
I mean, I certainly did have that when I was growing up. Absolutely. Did
yeah,
you?
because I was from not here. I was from I am from Rhode Island, which is close enough. Um,
Yeah.
but my impression of New York was that it smelled like human urine.
That's also my impression of New York
Which
now.
yeah, which like yeah, it's still true.
Yeah, always.
Plus other
Some
things.
things never change.
Yeah, in fact, here's some on this ground in Sunset Park.
Here's
Um,
some under the banana.
yeah. Yeah, it's still good. It's still good to be in New York. I love New York.
Yeah.
There are other people here than the business pros. And you know
No, I
what?
know. A lot of them are
And
just
I'm
not in
not
Manhattan, is what I'm saying.
yeah. Not to paint them with a broad brush also. Plenty of
No,
good
no,
business
I know.
pros. Um
Like I
my
said, they're not uninteresting people. It's just, if it's all the same kind of people doing the same kind of things, that variety that made New York so interesting is kind of like dulled. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Okay, do you want to weigh in on um so the word strut?
Yeah.
I saw that yours had a lot of confidence, and so mine, I would argue this banana is still strutting, but
Hmm.
the motivation behind the strut is that it's it's really damp
Yeah.
and it's trying to exude confidence when in fact it's just like got big pit stains and it's trying not to make them worse. Does that
Okay.
still count? Would that still be a strut in your book? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. You can strut. You can kind of fake it. Yeah. I've been given my banana heels just because I think like strut down a catwalk kind of style thing. Yes.
Mine has sort of a yeah, mine are like yeah, cowboy heels, you know?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, put little spurs on the back. I love yours. Yours is great. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Um, Paul Nezja. So, Paul, multiple New Yorker caption contest winner, by the way. He has put in the chat in the comments. Ultimate drawing challenge because he knows what we hate drawing. Cartoonists hate drawing these things. A horse riding a bicycle as a crowd looks on. He knows we hate crowd scenes, bicycles, and horses.
Wow.
You do share this disdain.
Um, wait, sorry, say it again. Horse crowd, what?
Horse bicycle crowd.
I don't mind bikes. I
You don't
think
mind bikes?
I don't
So
mind
yours
lights.
would.
Um, okay, wait, what was it? Sorry, I'm forgetting.
Well, also we did get one which was like King Kong reaching for the banana, so reaching for the same
Oh
banana.
yeah, okay. Well,
So that's a
okay, I'm gonna
fun
finish up the banana. Where did he go? Here he is.
banana. That's how I say it.
Ah, they're just like us, apes. They have opposable thumbs, right?
I guess that was the New York Times crossword puzzle. There was a clue that was the missing link or something, evolutionary link, and I was like, what could this be? And it was Ape Man. I'm like, is it?
Ape man?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like crosswords. I don't like to be tricked.
Yeah, it was kind of tricky. It was kind of tricky. I mean, the Friday is a nightmare. The Friday is going to be the hardest one. I think Sam Viviano is the only person I know who can nail it.
Yeah.
He-
Do you
he-
do them?
I do, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
just to kind of keep my brain from atrophying.
Does it work that way?
What? What?
I guess it's not bad for you. I'm just like, I feel like you're tricking me. It's like when people know like the same, like when you know Scrabble words, like you memorize words for the purpose of using them for Scrabble. It's like, okay, but you're
Right.
never going to use cot in a sentence. Like, what even is that? This one, UAT. Who can tell me what that means? I know that technically
What?
it's a word.
What is cot?
I don't know what it
Do
is.
you mean cot as in like a bassinet?
No, QAT.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, because it's a Scrabble word that no one uses except it's technically a word. I don't like
Oh,
that.
yeah, I hate that too. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't like to
Cot.
use words I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Um, the aficionados watching will notice that I immediately ruined the one of the most important things about King Kong, which is that he is not a human, so he does not have opposable thumbs. And I immediately gave him opposable thumbs.
Wait, King Kong doesn't have opposable thumbs?
No, apes don't. Chimps don't.
Wait,
That's one of the things that separate humans from monkeys and
Jason.
primates.
Okay, I feel that unfortunately then I am forced to bring up what I swore I would never talk about ever again, which is
Apes?
Waterworld.
Oh my God. All right.
Sorry,
Why are we
Jason.
talking about Kevin
It's
Costner?
because it's never not relevant, unfortunately. Here's what I'll say, because I also drew him with an opposable thumb, but I
Okay.
would just like to say that he's mutated. Can I just do that? Like much like in Waterworld when Kevin Costner has mutated to
Hmm.
have his
To have gills.
to have gills, correct? Thank you for
Yeah.
watching the source material.
I did the homework. I knew the
Okay,
assignment.
good. Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, talking to Sophia, I better watch Waterworld
Yeah.
or I'll look like an idiot.
I did the reading. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, anyway, my King Kong has mutated. That's how I'm getting around that one.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, this is also a mutant King Kong that has evolved to grab bananas out of the sky.
Definitely. You never know when you're going to find a banana in the sky.
I've heard that before. Um,
That's my business advice.
That's your business advice? You never know when you're going to find a banana in the sky.
Always be ready for a banana in the sky.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It tracks.
Um,
Saved me many a time.
yeah, yeah. You know what? Jeff made a really good point about my Fifth Avenue, which is a very valid point. I shaded some of the buildings on the left side, indicating that, yes, the light source is over to the right. And then I started shading some on the right side, which means that the light source is the banana. And it's
Wow.
radiating light outward.
Wow, it's like the shrimp in Walmart. Did you hear about those?
Wait, I'm going to need you to explain.
Okay, I see you're not reading the news like I am, so you don't
What
know.
are you reading? What news are you reading? What's the source of news?
That's not
Walmart
important, right? It's
News?
not important right now. But the point is, there is a recall out. Everyone should know this.
Okay.
There's a, if you bought shrimp from Walmart anytime recently, they have recalled them because they might be radioactive.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am being serious.
Why is radioactive shrimp?
Yes,
Are we going to have a whole bunch of superhero, like a generation of superheroes
I
with
think so.
special powers because they love Walmart shrimp?
Maybe also there were those wasps that were radioactive they found at a nuclear Superfund site.
Yeah, that's right. But oh boy. Radioactive wasps. That's definitely got to be a cartoon.
It is a cartoon. It's called Spider-Man.
You get bitten by a radioactive wasp.
I'm
Wasp
not-
Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
You gotta admit, it's a pretty close analog that we have.
It is. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's
but
my.
what, he stings people? That's his superpower? And he's kind of a dick. Like, what?
I'm,
Wasps are awful.
yeah, so are spiders.
Yeah, all right. Well,
It's all
as
in
an
the head.
Australian, I can say that they have a better personality than wasps.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. Okay, Jason,
Yes. Hi.
what is the story that only you can tell?
Wow. What a question.
Not
Um,
fucking around.
well, a story that only I can tell um, is okay. Have you heard of quackers?
Have I heard of what?
Quackers. Q
Quark.
U. It's not a pass. It's not like a crossword word.
Scrabble word.
Yeah.
Quirkers.
Q
QUA?
U O K K A S. Anyone? Has anyone in the chat heard of a quacker?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So a quacker is a small. Um, you know what? Apes do have opposable thumbs. They're primates. You're right. Good one, Sam. I was thinking of uh, yeah, a different. I was thinking of chimps. Yeah. So I'm from Perth in Western Australia.
Uh-huh.
There's a small island off of Perth called Rottnest, and
Rot
on that
Rottenness?
Rottnest, Rottnest. Um, Yeah, so some people in the chat have heard of it. So a quokka it's like a marsupial.
Oh.
It's like a mix between like a wallaby and a small kangaroo kind of thing, but they're very cute. And this is what they look like, by the way. That's a quokka.
Oh, I've seen those. Those are
Right.
cute.
Yeah. And so something I can tell you is that you know how you guys have spring break?
Um,
Or
you
like
guys.
you graduate and you like go and have parties and stuff
Yeah, I'm aware.
in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in Australia, it's called leavers or schoolies.
That's so
And
silly, Australia.
I know
How do
everything
you
is
expect us to
ease.
take you seriously?
That's a secret. I don't think we do. Um, so we have like schoolies or like leavers. And
That's silly. I'm not
I
over
know.
it yet.
Schoolies.
Leavers?
And
Schoolies?
yeah.
Okay, go on.
So when I graduated high school, everyone was either going to Margaret River, which is like the wine region, or Rottnest Island, where all the quokkas were, for like their big parties, their big spring break kind of parties.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I discovered through some horrible people that there is a thing called quokka soccer,
Oh,
which
I'm
is
worried about
exactly what
this.
you think it is.
Quacker soccer?
Quokka soccer.
Soccer like the ball?
Yeah.
I don't like this. Do you
No,
hit
I
the
don't like it either.
animal?
It's the worst thing I've ever seen or heard
You
in my life.
you hit the animal?
They kick the animal like it's a soccer ball. It's horrible
What?
because they're little round things. It's
At
maybe the worst thing in the entire world.
at schoolies?
Yeah, they get drunk and they play quokka soccer. It's
That's
awful.
so sinister.
Isn't it sinister and horrible? Do you
This is
see why I
why
live here now?
this is this is why I have a lifelong campaign against things that seem cute, like
Right.
schoolies, because
Yeah,
schoolies belies its sinister, sinister nature of kicking a furry thing in the face.
exactly. This is
So,
my point.
wow,
This
that's
is why
horrible.
I don't like schoolies. I never liked schoolies.
Sounds like you were a nerd.
I was a nerd. Yes, I didn't really. I used to just kind of sit and draw at school
Um,
a lot. That was my high school
I actually envy
experience.
what you were like as a kid because I have been like, because I've been working on these books for middle schoolers,
Yeah.
mining my middle school experience
Mm,
for emotional salience and all that. And it
right.
is it shapes you. You stay either you stay who you were or you like very meaningfully and intentionally move away from who you were, the
Yes.
impact is long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think I'm the second one.
were
I
you
made a very concerted effort to not be who I was. I didn't
because
like
you
it.
were because you were like nerdy?
No, it's not that I was nerdy. I just, I'm still nerdy. I didn't like that it was such a homogenous kind of, my thought processes, my influence, my just like exposure to ideas, it just felt so closed off and isolated. And I just didn't like how I saw things, and I wanted to kind of get out into the world and see more things and meet more people and hear more opinions and read more things. And yes, you can do that from a cloistered kind of, you can read books. It's the greatest way to, learn someone else's mind, really. And I did do a lot of that. I read a lot after school. I hated reading in school, and I just
Mhm.
picked up reading later in life, and I love it. And yeah, I think it's just like anyone who like stagnates and just doesn't bother to change anything if they have any inherent sort of flaws and stuff. I think it's kind of lazy. It's a very judgmental thing to say, but I actually, I think that's kind of a big point of living is learning and changing and evolving.
What are
And
your
yeah,
inherent flaws?
I think myopia, stubbornness, I mean, to a degree, Australia, it's a very like laid back and funny and fun country full of people who have a healthy disrespect for authority, but it can also be
Hey,
very
come here,
conservative
get
and
your
very
quokka.
xenophobic. So
But also
yeah,
what? Xenophobic.
also very conservative and xenophobic at times. It's
Yeah.
very like because it's so isolated. It's
Yeah.
but there are a lot of great people in Australia who issue all of those qualities and traits that try and move it forward in a different direction. But sometimes it just it sort of comes out in very ugly ways, in the same way that
Mhm.
it does in America with things like xenophobia and racism and stuff. But it's in the sense that it's like Australia is a very young country, so it has a long way to go.
Mhm.
And so I think it's like a person. It needs to actively and mindfully go out of its way to evolve and change.
And you said, "I'm not fixing you. I'm getting out of here."
I'm getting the hell out of Dutch. No, that's not why I left, but it's
Yeah.
just one of the things that I always, think about with Australia. Um, what does it say? It says Spider Man,
La la la
la
la.
la 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 la. It's
Right.
me drawing. That's literally that's my childhood. I was reading Spider Man comics and mad and just drawing out of those comics. That's how
Yeah.
I can draw Spider Man like in any pose because
That's
of my
cute.
silly little childhood. Like
Yeah.
I can give you a Spidey
Yes. Yeah.
at the drop of a hat. I love Spider Man. My number plates on my first car were Spidey in red. That's how obsessed I was.
Wow.
Talk about nerd, yeah.
That
Ladies.
no, that's cool. That's cool. That must have worked.
Oh yeah, 100%. The ladies love it when you can draw Spider Man and you have it on your number plate.
Boy, if I had a nickel for every date
Yep.
I've been on because they draw Spider-Man. Yeah,
Oh my god.
hot.
Yeah, that's him. His Spidey senses are tingling.
Oh my god, he's so active. Yeah, you nailed it. Did you ever
Thank you.
were you ever interested in working for like DC, Marvel, big
Yeah,
comp?
for a minute.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I've never that was not my way. It
Yeah.
wasn't my way into comics. I still
Right.
am like, if I'm being totally honest, when I look at that kind of I'm painting with a huge, huge brush here because I just don't have that much engagement with
Mm-hmm.
these kinds of comics. I think I'm like
Right.
too many colors on the page. Like
Right.
this is too detailed. I don't have like the books that I tend towards, I think there's like more of a relationship between the page as a whole and your
Mm-hmm.
reading experience. Like you read by the panel and the panels have their own compositions, but
Right.
there's a sense of I get overwhelmed looking at like really dense colored superhero comics. And maybe
Mm.
because of that, I like haven't really found a way in where I like appreciate the right things or like find my, what to sink my hooks into.
Right. 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 Right.
Suggestions?
No.
Is there a way in that you can suggest, like an issue you really love?
Not really. No, they're all pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
I always liked that about them. But that's because I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, it was like the one medium that was just so overwhelming. I was like, holy crap, how are they doing that?
Oh.
We did get Renu Gupta was saying, please tell us all the pencils you're using. I saw two, I think. I'm actually using a Blackwing. This is the waking up version of Blackwing pencils. If you do go to Blackwing and they're my favorite kind of pencils. They're amazing. But if you go to Blackwing and you use this code, New York Cartoons, you get a discount and I get a little kickback. So in full transparency, I'm a Blackwing ambassador. So I love these pencils, but if you do order them online, use this code and get a little discount and help me pay my rent. Yeah, I actually didn't like a lot of the newer comics that kind of were modernizing some of the stories to like some different styles. But I was like, you know, it's kind of it's a weird. It's like if you're going to do comics. You know, like don't turn them into something else. I like the medium the way that it works. You know. So we're nearly at an hour, which is amazing. This went by like very, very quickly.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if, first of all, if anyone hasn't subscribed to your Substack, um, how can they do it? What's it called?
Oh, okay. Hi, Morris.
He's doing great. He's
Well,
doing great.
subscribing to my Substack is an exciting leap of faith because it was once an advice column and it is currently um, in its chrysalis form. And
Chrysalis form.
what will emerge next? It's a mystery. So
Great.
I'm going to do something with it, but it's called You're Doing Great.
Mm-hmm.
And you can check out my backlog of good advice if you would like.
It is good advice. I've
Yeah.
read it. It's great.
Thank you.
And what have you've got? You've got a book that's coming out next year.
Yes, my book is called Film Nerds. If you know any creative kids, it's for middle schoolers and it's a graphic novel about these two girls who are making movies together. But there's conflict because they're in
Uh-oh.
middle school and one is popular and one is maybe not that popular. And it's a lot of fun. And you get to see at the end of every chapter a little bit of the movie that they're making, which is a side quest.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good idea. I liked it.
Thanks.
So it's called Movie Nerds, Film Nerds,
Film Nerds.
Film Nerds. That's
Yeah.
great. Nice. Who's
Yeah.
publishing that?
Putnam.
Putnam.
The Penguin Random House imprint.
Yeah, that's great. Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Great.
How about your book?
Mine. Oh yeah, mine. If you want to order mine, realdogowner.com. You're not a real dog owner until it's yeah. And I've got You're Not a Real Parent Until is coming out in spring next year. So keep an eye out for You're Not a Real Parent Until. That's the next one. Yeah, I also want people to subscribe to Toonstack, which is something Sofia and I contribute to every couple weeks. It's just different New Yorker cartoonists putting out a Substack on a different topic, like cartoons on a different topic every couple weeks. And Sofia and I are two of the rotating editors on that. You started that, didn't you?
It was a joint effort. But
Right.
yeah, it's around for a while, and there's some awesome cartoonists who are part of the rotation, and we always bring in more guests, and you get to read a bunch of cartoons, and we talk about it a little bit. It's like light reading, but fun, process oriented.
Great. Yeah. I think this next one coming up is Naveed, I think, is the editor.
That sounds correct.
The theme is Shakespeare.
Exciting. He's the
So
guy.
yeah.
He's
So
in England.
yeah, I think Amy Kurzweil has just met up with Naveed in London, I think today. So yeah, he's going to put together the next issue. So if you subscribe toonstack.substack.com for all of your cartooning needs, and of course, if you haven't, please at the top next to Sophia's name, just hit the subscribe button so you can subscribe to her Substack too. Thank you for coming on. I'll hang out with you in real life in Brooklyn soon. We'll hang out. And we're going to post the replay of this tomorrow, everybody. So, and Sophia will be able to post it on her Substack and I will post it on mine. So subscribe to either of us to get the recap. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Sophia, for being a guest.
Thanks for
And
having me.
we'll see you all next Tuesday. Liza Donnelly is the guest next Tuesday at noon. So tune in for that. Liza Donnelly, New Yorker cartoonist, to talk about her upcoming documentary, Funny Ladies, about the cartoonists of the New Yorker, the women cartoonists of the New Yorker. So that would be next Tuesday at noon. All right. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for drawing.
Bye. Thanks for joining me.
See you, gang.
Bye.
Bye.